Hi, I'm Deanndria and welcome to my channel. So today's routine is part 2 of my Pilates for Beginners series, adding a little bit more movement, introducing more of the abdominal series to the basics that we learned. And with that, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so this is part 2 of Pilates for Beginners series. And if you haven't done part 1, no worries, feel free to stay here, you're welcome. But if you'd like to go ahead and check it out, please be sure to check out the link in the description. So video 1 will be there, and you can move on to video 2, this workout, when you're ready, all right? But we'll begin on the mat. So we focus on hip stability, as well as learning to incorporate breath with engaging our abdominals in part 1. And we're just gonna kind of add on to that, layering, all right? So go ahead and start out on your back. Knees bent, you have your heels lined up with your hips, and going back to that idea of lengthening through your tailbone while drawing your abdominals in. So depending on your body, you might have some space behind your lower back, or your lower back might touch, right? But what I'm actually more concerned about is where is the placement of your hips. So hip bones in line with our pubic bone, they kind of make this triangle when we're on our back, and then back of the ribs connected to the mat where we're engaging our abs, all right? So from there, let's review going into the idea of a tabletop position. So deep breath in, exhale, bring one leg into tabletop, which is your shin, all right? That's your table. So the other leg, deep breath in, exhale, bring that leg up to join it. So right away the abdominals engage and maybe your lower back touches the mat at this point, okay? So deep breath in, and now exhale, start to curl head, neck, and shoulders up, reaching long as if I'm trying to reach to the other edge of the mat. Go ahead and lower the head down. Full breath in. Exhale, start to curl head, neck, and shoulders up, arms reaching long. Maybe you lift another inch here. Can you still keep your abs engaged? Still keep your pelvis from tucking, and then lower back down. Let's try that one more time. Full breath in, exhale, start to curl head, neck, and shoulders up, arms reaching forward, maybe float the hands off the mat, and go into what we call the 100. So now, thinking about the count here, breathe in through the nose for 5, that's 5 counts, and exhale through the mouth for 5. More or less, all right? Otherwise, take a nice deep breath in, exhale, let all that air out. Let's keep going. So those arms are pumping, you're breathing in, I'm talking a bit here, and exhale, let all that air out. Can you pump your arms a little bit quicker? If you need to put your head down, please go ahead and do that. We're not gonna make it to 100. We're gonna do just one more set today. And release. All right, hug your knees into your chest. Could you feel that in your abdominal wall? Were you in your neck? If you felt your neck towards the end, that's okay. It's gonna build up some strength. If you felt it right away, maybe we need to curl higher or keep your head down for a little while, okay? Either option is fine. All right, so from there, hands behind your thighs. Let's go ahead and just rock up to a seated position. Taking your hands behind your thighs, sit up nice and tall over those sits bones. Start to curl your tailbone under, all right? So think of making a C shape through your spine, rounding back to the point where the arms straighten. And then exhale, round your spine, curling forward, but then now stack up nice and tall. All right, let's do that again. Curl the hips under. Think of hollowing out those abdominals, bringing your tailbone under you. Maybe go back an inch deeper than you just did, and then round it forward and lift up. This time, maybe you play with not holding on at all. That's up to you, all right? Start to curl the hips under. If you feel any strain, right away, grab those thighs. But otherwise, play with, can you go back an inch deeper? Can you engage the abdominals a little bit more? And then round yourself back up. If that feels okay, let's add on from here. I'm at the top of my mat, by the way. And then start to curl under, roll back, and pause. Can you roll back 2 more inches? Grab your thighs if you need to. Roll back a few more. Feel the lower back come in contact. A few more. Ribs, shoulders, rest the head. All right? Nice. Very nice. Okay, so then from there, going back to that single leg circle we did before, you're going to draw one knee into your chest. And take that leg up towards the ceiling. Limber it out just 3 times. Bend and stretch. and then go ahead and hold it up to whatever your straight is today. Your straight might have a little bend in the knee, that's fine. Otherwise, lengthen up. We want stable hips on the mat, and pretending like your leg is a pencil, draw a circle. Just 5 circles here. Across and lift, across and lift. If the hips are dancing a little bit, that's fine, but see if you can draw the abdominals in and find stability. Change directions. Open just a tad, go down, across, and lift for 5, and 4, and 3, and 2. Last one. Go ahead and give that leg a squeeze, give that hip a little stretch. Now, hips tend to get tight, right? Especially if you sit a lot, drive a lot, you're at a desk a lot, or even if you're, riding a bike a lot, things like that. We use our hip flexors a lot. We do want to maintain strength, but also listen to our bodies, okay? So if this is too intense, please be sure to soften your knee, make your circle smaller, okay? I can even pop this knee up a little bit if needed. All right, let's go for the other side. Across for 5, around and up, 4, around and lift, 3, 2, can you keep your abdominals engaged? 1, change directions, go down, across and lift, 4, across and up, down, across and lift, last 2, last 1, and hug that knee into your chest. Very good. All right. So from here, I just want to insert a little something here. Arms by your side. Let's return to that bridge just to kind of open up a bit. Curl the tailbone up towards the ceiling, peeling away, lifting those hips towards the ceiling. Push into your feet, open through your chest, and then take your time and roll down. Upper, mid-back, low back, untuck the pelvis. So while you're doing this bridge, please be sure to keep your gaze up. We don't want to turn our head to the side. And take your time and roll down upper, middle, low back, untuck the hips, just for a little stretch to the back. All right, so now we're gonna move on and add in the abdominal series today, okay? So draw those legs into the chest. Now, this whole series, I'm going to cue you through it. I'm gonna show you the basic way, and then I'm gonna take it up a notch, all right? Listen to where you're at today. You can take it back as far as you need to and just rest, all right? But let's start out with our thighs in. I'm going to grab the back of my legs for a moment. And as I curl my head, neck, and shoulders up, I'm kind of just pulling on my legs, going to this rounded, open position through my arms, okay? So you'll notice that you pull in your legs, that actually helps you lift a little bit higher. The gaze is between the legs or towards the hips. See if you can hold that there for a moment. And if this feels pretty good to you, I invite you to continue on. If it doesn't, I want you to just listen to your body and where you're at today and try this again. And then rest the head down. All right, so we're gonna go back into that position, adding on. Start to curl head, neck, and shoulders up. My tailbone's released to the mat. And now I'm gonna shift both hands over to my right shin as the other leg reaches out kind of high, right? Push down on the shin, curling into that shape more. There's that rounded elbow position again. And then change legs, reach out. And then switch. So this is single leg stretch. Rest your head when needed. The higher your leg goes, the more forgiving the exercise, right? The lower it goes, the more challenging. So you choose. We're going to do one more on each side. And then draw both knees in, rest your head. Look side to side, just stretch the neck out, and then decide, hey, I'm going to try the next exercise with my head down or my head up. That's up to you, all right? So single leg stretch. Now moving into double leg stretch, we're going to curl head, neck, and shoulders up again. My legs are already in that tabletop position. Now for double leg stretch, you're going to take your arms back alongside your ears. They circle around and they hug your legs in tight. The legs are added to that. Reach arms and legs out. Hug the knees in. You can do this with your head down. Perfectly fine. And bring it in. Again, inhale, reach. The idea, again, can you keep your hips stable and not go into a big back arch as you reach away? Try it again with your head up if you can. Reach up, circle around, hug them in tight. Can you do one more? Inhale, reach. Exhale, bring it in. Rest your head down. Look side to side. Find another stretch through your neck. And moving on to another single leg one. Scissors, okay? So let's curl head, neck, and shoulders up. Stretch both legs to the ceiling. I'm gonna go with my hands behind my thigh today. Draw this leg in as the other leg splits away or into a scissor position. Pull this leg in tighter, feel that nice stretch, and then change sides. So it's a pull, pull, change. Can you pull your leg without your pelvis coming with you? Feel that nice hamstring stretch and pull again. Pull, pull, change. Head can be down, all right? It could be a softer knee. Listen to your body as you go into this. Every day is different, all right? Same body, but it can totally function or feel different each day. All right, maybe the head goes back up. Nice, can we do one more each side? Pull, pull deeper. Last one. Bend your knees, rest your head down. And just rock side to side here. And let's place our feet down. All right, so for my abdominal series today, I'm gonna actually move on just to a little bit of a twist, all right? So let's actually go with hands onto the back of the head now, elbows wide. Keeping the tailbone long, you're gonna exhale, curl head, neck, and shoulders up, feeling the abdominals fire here, and take a rotation to one side. Then you're gonna come back to center but not rest, and then go to the other side and twist. So now I'm able to add this rotation in, but keep my hips in place, all right? Inhale through the center. Let's use the exhale to twist. Notice I'm not pushing my head up, but I'm lifting up for my abdominals. Back to center. Other side and rotate. Back to center, one more each side and twist. Feeling those abs fire up now. And twist. Come back to center. Rest it all down. All right, all right. So from here, let's go ahead and flip on over onto our abdominals and do a little extension work, which is kind of nice, right? So you've worked the abdominals. Now it's nice to get into the back, all right? So our legs are long and hands are a little bit wider than our shoulders. So I like to think of like the tip of my nose touching the mat, but really what you want is neck long and in line with the spine, okay? So if you can look down and see your shoulders rounding down out of the corners of your eyes, that's just a cue to draw them back and feel the shoulders on your back, okay? We're gonna keep our hands exactly where they are. Start to lift your gaze and just feel the chest start to open towards the top of your mat, and pause as soon as you start to feel your back fire a little bit. Did you lift your legs while you did that? Can you keep them down? And then lower your torso down. Let's do that again. This time as you go up, I want you to think about lengthening out through the top of your head. So lengthen out to open up, kind of like a cobra here. And then lengthen and lower back down. So we call this swan. And again, inhale, lengthen and lift. This time, can you hold that position there? You'll feel your back muscles firing, and that's perfectly fine. That's what we're doing here. Can you now float your hands off the mat and feel your back work a little bit more, and lengthen and lower back down? Again, lengthen out, open your chest and lift. Pause, keeping your arms close to you, float your hands up. Try to keep your feet on the mat. Can you do that? And lengthen and lower yourself down. Go ahead and press into your hands. Sit back to what we call rest pose or child's pose, and just stretch it out for a moment. So in Pilates, we do work those core muscles, and a lot of times people just think about abdominals, but that includes your lower back as well as your hips, okay? So it's important to create that sense of balance in the routine. All right, so from there, let's return to another tabletop position on hands and knees. So we visited this in the first video. So going back to the idea of pressing into the mat, abdominals draw in, tailbone long, neck is long. So now reaching your arm and leg out away from each other in opposite positions, and pause. And let's add on. So now we're gonna exhale, bend the knee and the elbow in towards your navel. Can you keep the stability through your back? And then reach back out. Breathing in, exhale, bring it in. Lengthen away. So instead of rounding and crunching, I actually want you to stay stable through your upper back as well as your hips. Two more. Exhale, bend it in. Lengthen away. Last one. Exhale, bring it in. Lengthen away. Rest it down. Yeah? All right, let's try the other side. So find your stability first through arms and legs. Abdominals draw in. Opposite arm and leg and reach. Go for 4. Exhale, bend. Lengthen. Exhale, bend. reach, reach. Last one, reach. Go ahead and rest them down. All right, great. From there, come to a seated position on your mat. So in the seated position, totally up to you. Can you sit with your legs straight out? You might need to pop the knees a little bit. You want to feel like you can get over your hips, but either position is fine. Or sit on a pillow if you need that as well. But now introducing some more rotation, and in a seated position, it's a little bit more advanced than when we're on our back, right? So kind of just layering here these different ideas of hip stability and incorporating breath, right? So sitting up nice and tall, arms long, rotate the spine to the right and take a pause. Could you twist and still keep that opposite hip down? And then return to center. Inhale here, exhale, rotate the spine and back to center, right? So just things we do in our everyday life, but we get out of the habit of like, are you turning your spine or do you just turn your head and look? Good. And again, twist, exhale, rotate. So now adding in the saw portion, okay? So inhale here. Now start to exhale, find that rotation and reach the hand towards the pinky toe on the opposite foot. So as I reach forward, I'm gonna let my head drop and look back at my shoulder. And then come up in a rotation and unwind. Okay, other side. And twist. You're gonna go for the reach, keeping the opposite hip down, head is down, reach. Don't worry about how far you're going today. Bring it up and unwind. Try one more each side. And twist, take it forward and reach. I'm looking back at my arm behind me. Bring it up and unwind. Other side and twist. Slide forward and reach, keeping both hips on the mat. Bring it up and unwind. Very good. Go ahead from there, bring the soles of your feet together and just go for like a little butterfly stretch in the hips. Good. So today we layered on, again, adding some abdominal work, also adding a little bit of extension work to the Pilates basics, okay? And please be sure to join me for the next video where I'm gonna add a little bit more of a flow to this beginner routine. But, you know, be grateful and thankful to yourself today for showing up on the mat, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.